In Austin, I saw, pause, my eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors a pit, quick, ready from ear to ear. Craving that radiant grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, we're back at the house today doing the show. We were at, did a couple minority things there for Y&B this past week. We were at Alchemy Silk, got my hair, Alchemy Mink salon doing my hair, getting my braids done. So we did it there. Jasmine does a fantastic job. Jasmine Witten, go by and see her. She's on Rockwell there, just south of Hefner. And then, of course, got to go back to our favorite spot, a barbecue. I mean, our haircut place, Cutting Up Barbershop and Salon. Got to see all those guys. Got to see Chris, and we got some crazy discussions because Chris always has some, let's say, interesting takes. Let's call them interesting takes. So that was great, just getting back and to grow in the mood with those guys again, getting back in because we had been missing them this past probably 6 months or so. We hadn't been really going by there. So we're going to be doing more and more remotes coming up. We still have to go back to, we're going to get back in our groove for every other week. We're going to be at Rococo, then we're going to be at Industry, we're going to be at Alchemy, we're going to be at the barbershop, we're going to go back to George's Happy Hog. I'm going by my nephew's place over at Genofia. So there's a bunch of different places that we're going to start going out and doing remotes. Plus, we've got some new logos. We're trying to decide what the logo is for the new show, that new podcast that we're going to be doing, which I'm extremely excited about. I think you guys will be too. That's going to be popping off. In fact, it'll be premiering sometime in the next 2 weeks. We'll be premiering that podcast and giving you more information on them once we get everything lined out the way that we want it lined up. So I'm excited about what's coming up for the MC Sports Network and what we're going to be doing for that. No longer, plus doing our daily show, The Unpopular Hour, plus doing a show after the Stormer and Oklahoma City Thunder pop up pretty soon. And we're going to talk about that today as well. We're doing NBA stuff. Then, of course, there was a lot of football this weekend. We got to see Shedeur Sanders play this weekend, which I was excited about because the simple fact of all the stuff that has been said about him and all the things he went through. Now, I don't agree with the nonsense that he did, attacking that reporter. Bro, you don't play one game. You don't play one game. Chill out. But once again, it's about show. Now that he's getting the spotlight, here he is doing all this stuff. Bro, you've been good, except for the 2 idiot speeding tickets that you got, but, driving over 100 miles an hour. But that's simply because he was so used to Tennessee doing whatever the hell he wanted when he was at Jackson State. Getting pulled over, let him go. Colorado, drive however fast you want to go, get pulled over. You can do whatever you want. Well, this is totally different. You can't do that anymore. Those days are done. So I think that a lot of his antics are going to have to go away. Somebody's going to have to sit down and talk to the young man and let him know, listen, all that stuff you're doing, YouTube and all that, that stuff's got to go away. It's got to go away. You are now the quarterback. You plan on trying to be the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Let that go away. Let your play and what you did, the throws that you made and the stuff that you did, let that be the talk. Not you doing attacking some guy who's talked bad about you. So what? People are going to talk bad about you. You should be used to that by now. You came from Dallas. You think they were nice? You think everybody said something nice to you in Dallas? No, they didn't. Jackson State, did everybody say something nice about you? No. Colorado, no. Why are you going to confront people? Now you're giving them a platform. Now you're giving them access. Now you're saying that maybe what they were saying was right. Don't give people access to you or give them the ability to elevate who they are. Nobody knew who this guy was. I still don't know who he is because I don't care. You're not gonna. You can't attack everybody who says something bad about you. You can't. It's a losing proposition, especially with the way YouTube and you know all the different platforms, TikTok, everything. You got so much stuff going on. You don't have time for that. So my advice, Shador, you get ready to play again this weekend. Now what you gonna do? It's playing against the Eagles now. So now what you did is instead of keeping your mouth shut, now to confront somebody, being chill, coming back, adding to what you're doing. Now this guy, you're gonna give you if you screw up, you give this guy ammunition. Now you give this guy ammunition to talk about you. You give this ammunition guy to say, "See, what I said was right. See, I knew it." Bro, you can't, but once again, guys like that who grew up in the society and they're making all this money on the side through social media, that's what they want. I saw a deal at FedEx where Cat Williams was doing the thing for FedEx this weekend for the FedEx Cup in Memphis. Who the hell knew Cat played golf? But Cat was there. The Olympics had Snoop Dogg. Now here they're doing, Cat Williams. I mean, I'm over this. I mean, great Cat, you play golf. I ain't never seen you with a golf club. I ain't never seen you post about golf. I ain't never. Now all of a sudden you're out here doing analysis. Actually, you were having fun, which I do like that part of it. I do like the fact what they did with Eli Manning being the guest FedEx guy. But these are the kind of things I'm talking about, Shador. Focus on your craft. Don't get caught up in all this nonsense. You had one game. One game. Yeah, you haven't earned the right to do anything yet. You had one game, okay? Now come up and have another one. Now, if you want to confront the guy at the end of the year after you've had a stellar season, yes, you played one game in preseason. Come on, bro. Get your head right. Jackson Dart, Giants, look good. I thought Jackson Dart looked really good. Now, of course, Russell Wilson barely played, which, of course, you're not there to really see him. But I thought Jackson Dart did good. I thought Cam did good. Looking at the way he did, way he threw the ball, and he just looked a lot better. Then I look at who else was the plate? Mahomes doing Mahomes does. He's got a left tackle, which he's happy about, which he needs. Somebody to watch his back. They need to revamp the offensive line, which they did. So you got to see him play. Joe Burrow, this is what Joe Burrow does. So when you get to see these guys, you get to see what they did out there. And, like somebody was asking me the other day, oh, well, football. Dude, I like football. But football is the one sport, NFL football is the one sport I don't have a team. I just don't. I've got an NBA team. Got NBA teams. I've got MLB teams. I've got hockey teams. But I don't have an NFL team. And everybody goes, you're the Cowboys. No, Cowboys aren't my team. If anybody's going to probably be my team, it would be the Chiefs if I could think of anybody because I've always liked the fact that they were the first ones to have all black players. They had more than one black player as a token, but they had black players, the first team to do that. Lamar Hunt was the first owner to do that. Of course, I'm talking about the later part in the 60s because, of course, the Browns did have Jim Brown. They had Motley, the Rams had Mary Motley. So there was other players. But what I'm saying is they're the first ones to have multiple players that were black, that were significant, that were starters. What they have, 4 on defense? Well, how many of them are in the Hall of Fame? Bobby Bell, Buchanan, and Willie Lanier. And so they have 3 or 4 that are in the Football Hall of Fame from historically black colleges. So if it's going to probably be anybody, it would be the Chiefs and, of course, the Packers simply because that was my dad's team. So I'd have to honor him because Vince Lombardi was the first one in the NFC or the NFL, and then the Chiefs were in the AFL. So let's put that in perspective because Lombardi did have black players in the 60s, which is why he won as much as he did. So let's say the AFL. that makes it easier to explain. So it would be those two teams if I had NFL teams. It's not the Cowboys. It's I mean, cool, whatever. Not the Cowboys. And I've hung out with a lot of those guys back in the day at Memphis. They're on oh God, what's the name of the street? Oh my God, what is Memphis on? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's Memphis is this bar that was in Dallas, North Dallas, in Addison, and oh my God, the name is right there, the name of the street. But y'all know what Club Memphis. Y'all, if you've been to Dallas, you know exactly where I'm talking about. So I've hung out with a lot of those guys, Ed Two-Tone Jones and those guys, and had a great time. They were a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Okay, so I do that, but the Cowboys, I just don't have. I just don't have an NFL team. It's just not my thing. So NFL season is here. I am excited about it because that means the basketball season's here, right around the corner. That's what that means for me. And the Thunder are here, right around the corner. And so to me, those are the things that I like. But that being said, it's preseason. I watched Shador for a quarter just to see what he was doing. I watched a little bit of Jackson Dart. I watched a little bit of my guy from Travis Hunter. I watched a little bit of Travis. So I mean, I watched a little bit, but football is something I can take or leave or whatever. Like I know some people who, you know, if their wife or girlfriend was naked in front of them, they'd try to tell them to move out of the way so they can watch football. That ain't me. I ain't doing that for basketball either. I can tell you that. My girl naked in front of me, I'm hitting it. I ain't trying to. I can go. You can always rewind it. Go back and watch the game later. Okay. You can always re-see the game, replay the game. But I ain't my girl in front of me naked. Yeah, I'm hitting that. Sorry. Especially if she wants something, I want. Yeah, I'm a man, and when don't we want it? But anyway, get back to normal. Football is great, but basketball is my thing, and y'all know that. And it just seems that with the Thunder winning the championship, it just ended, which it did in July, which last month, or June, in the middle of June, end of June, whatever, 1st of July, whatever it was. It just ended. And remember, Thunder season's usually over with in, March, April, May? And for us to go those extra 2 months all the way into June, and then July's here, which is the slow month because we know August and football starts back up. And it just seems like everything just popped back up. Then you still have the WNBA playing and doing their thing, and we discussed that on Friday about the idiots throwing the dildo out there, and it's some company, whatever they are. You know, I'm just like, Bitcoin, whatever. I'm like, man, come on, man. What are y'all doing? I mean, yeah, a lot of the women are gay. The majority of the league are gay. And that's the reason why I believe the prejudice associated with women who are gay, that's the reason why that they weren't sponsored. That's the reason why they weren't getting, travel deals and all this stuff. I truly believe that the public in general, overall, the majority did not want to see that. Or not. If you want to do that, fine. And then you have this little white girl who comes around who has a boyfriend who's not gay, as far as we know. And all of a sudden, you're getting private planes. You're getting all this attention. And you're getting all this stuff. And like Angel Reese was talking about, it's because, no, it ain't. TV ratings are down. They saw this deal where it was like they averaged 6,000, they had 8,000, they had 5,000. They went to 17 for one game. Caitlin Clark came. And yeah, these other great girls on there, other great women who can play 100%. But if it wasn't for her, you would still be flying commercial. So I don't understand the hate and the vitriol behind it. Enjoy the fact that you're getting the stuff that you wanted. Enjoy the fact you're now getting a payday. It ain't because of none of y'all. It's because of her. So enjoy that. So anyway, you have the W that you can watch, which I do. In fact, at Santa Fe this weekend, we were watching the W and had some kids come up there and they were like, Coach Matt, what are you doing? I was like, watching the game. Oh, and they knew it was the Lynx in New York. And the Lynx spanked them, of course. But the fact that they did that, they were like, oh, they were sitting there watching. Here you got little kids, little boys, watching the game, watching the W. So that's nice that we had this interlude from NBA basketball, and baseball is okay, but nobody really watches it. I do have a baseball team, by the way, as I do the Dodgers and the Yankees are my teams. And I do love the Cubs as my fun team because Chicago is my favorite city. But that being said, it was great watching them. Okay, it was great watching uh, uh, the girls play. It's great watching, being able to be entertained for a short period of time, not a long period of time, because it's harder to entertain us when the Thunder go out in June or in May, or end of April in May, and then we got to go all these months, and it's terrible. But we didn't have to do that this year, so I'm grateful for that. So that being said, football is here. It's right around the corner. It's a couple weeks away. Preseason football is here. We previewed the OU schedule Friday because we those are all those OU fans. They're cutting up barbershop. So we thought, okay, well let's do the schedule for for OSU this year and for Big 12 schedule, which is what we did, even though I didn't put it in here. But we did NFL schedule. Did I put it in here? Oh no, I didn't. Let me put that in here real quick. You guys gotta just hold on for 1 second with me if you would while I do this quick little stuff right here, and I will get it up here. There we go. Here's the Oklahoma State football schedule this year. And it's weird because our schedule this year is crazy because the first game is Thursday, August 28th against University of Texas Marlins. So it's at 6:30, and Randy and I talked about this the other day when we had dinner. Me and his wife, lovely wife Kimberly, we're all having dinner, and at Capitol Grill, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, Thursday, the 28th, 6:30 is going to be ridiculously hot, and they're like, hey, you want to go? I was like, yeah, no, not really, because it's going to be hot. It's going to be 6:30. It's going to be muggy, and you got to get there at 4 o'clock to get any kind of fun time tailgate or any of that. And it's going to be ridiculously hot at 6:30 or 4 o'clock when you get there. Now, of course, where the tents are and where the tailgate is, from our friends where Deba and Marco, they are under a tree, and you do have the tents, but it's still going to be ridiculously hot. So I'm probably going to miss that game. I may go because I don't get to go to very many. Then the following weekend, they're at Oregon. And so I don't know what to expect from the team. My guess is we're going to get my guess is Oklahoma State's going to get smashed. At Oregon, it's not going to be a good environment. I believe it's in Eugene. And I just believe that's going to be a beatdown. I really, truly do. But we shall see what kind of team that Gundy can put together. 2:30 on CBS. I don't know. I know I'll be working that day, so we'll see. I'm sure I'll be watching a little bit of it, but we'll see what happens. Then we go Thursday, then Saturday, then Friday. Tulsa at home, 11 a.m. game on a Friday. And I'm like, that can't be right. That has to be a Saturday. That can't be right. When I was looking at that, I'm like, that can't be right. How are we playing at 11 a.m. on a Friday? That, to me, I saw that and I was like, okay, that has to be a mess up because there's no way you can have a game at that time on a Friday, And I'm going to look it up again just to make sure because that just doesn't seem right to me. Let me see. Let me see. September 19th is on let me pull that up on my calendar. Yeah, it's a Friday at 11 o'clock. So I don't know if there's a holiday or something, but 11 a.m. on a Friday, which I guess if you're going to take off, that's the time to take off. But it's going to be, that means tailgating, you have to be there at 8:30. It's like 11 o'clock on Saturday morning, so you got to be there early to get set up, to get your food, get all your stuff in. So, 11 a.m., which is the only good thing about it, it'll be nice and cool at the beginning of the game, and then it'll be ridiculously hot later. So that's a game I'll probably go to. That game, I'll see if one of my guys can hook me up with tickets for up the club level. That way I get air conditioning. They've got great ice cream. They've got drinks and stuff up there. So try to do a club level. I might do club level. Like on Thursday, I can do that Thursday. I can do the club level ticket. I can do that. I'll work on that. So I can go to that game on Thursday, the 28th. Then we have Baylor after that at home. It hasn't been determined. The rest of the games are to be determined, whether it's going to be on TV, what the schedule is, when it's going to be on the 27th. Baylor at home. Then Saturday, October 4th at Arizona. And then the 11th, which is, of course, my birthday weekend, is going to be Houston. And you know what? I may take little G. We may go to that game if it's early enough. We may go to that game. I may have him come with me since he's a big Houston Rockets fan. Excuse me a second. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Didn't want to blow it in front of y'all. That may be a game that he and I can go to. That'd be a good little birthday present for me to spend time with my little dude there. Well, no, I take that back. That's going to be here. That's going to be at home. So never mind. I thought I misread that. That's at home. So, yep. Won't do that, but I will be sending him some information about that. Yes, in FaceTime, hopefully. Then the 18th, Houston, Cincinnati, back-to-back home games on the 18th. We'll see what time. Like those are going to be all to be determined, so we don't know what the schedule is for those yet, which is kind of frustrating a little bit to not know what the schedule is, to not know what the football schedule is yet for Oklahoma State. Let me see if I can pull this up on ESPN. If they have okay, here we have that. Let's see. I'm going to pull this up on ESPN schedule because I just did the – nope, they're all to be determined. So we don't have any idea what times any of those games are going to be. The Houston or Cincinnati, the Bearcats, both of them coming to Stillwater. So hopefully those will be some kind of game. Like I said, I don't know what our team is going to be like. If it's anything like last year where we didn't win a conference game, I hope not. I hope it's going to be better than that. But at Texas Tech on the 25th, which I need to go see my goddaughter and her husband. I need to go see Courtney and Clay. That may be a good trip, but that's just that's such a long drive, going to Lubbock. That is a long, long drive. But at least it'll be nice. It'll be cooling off that time in October, so it may be a beautiful time to go visit. At KU, just a great time to go. I love Lawrence. I love going to Lawrence, so that may be a fun thing, a fun trip up there. Then, of course, Manhattan, playing the Kansas State Wildcats. Have to call him a boy, tease him a little bit. Hadn't had a lot to talk to him about since they've been pretty much beating us lately, so don't have a lot to talk to him about. And then at University of Central Florida on the 22nd, and, of course, closing the season out with Iowa State. And when you look at it, I don't know what our schedule, our win total will be this year, but you got to figure that you got to beat UT Martin and you got to be able to beat Tulsa. So you got 2 W's. And then after that, it's pretty much all Big 12 games. And if you go over, that means you're going to be 2 and 10 again. Let's see, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 12 games. So you're going to be 2 and 10 if you do that again. I just don't know what that would be like. Tortillas at Tech. Let's go down for that, Rendo. Let's go down, my guy Randy Wright, the commander, sending me stuff. But anyway, so when I look at that, man, we could be 2 and 10. If you go 2 and 10 again, Gundy's gone. There's no way he's gonna keep his job. When your only 2 victories are at UT Martin and Tulsa, both home, and you're gonna get smashed at Oregon, and then you've got Baylor at home. You gotta show up for that. You're at home. Houston at home, you got to show up for that. Cincinnati at home, you got to show up for that. K-State at home, and Iowa State at home. So you got to win at least a couple road games, a couple home games, you would think, this year. But you got to get the quarterback situation figured out. You've lost a lot of players, and hopefully they can get it done. I don't know if they can, but let's hope that they'll be able to get it done this year. That's just my hope. It is football. But I know that Coach Lutz has got basketball turned around, And I think we cannot wait for basketball season this year. So I'm at least excited about that. But that being said, I don't want to go to football games where we're 2-12, we're 2-10, where you're losing every single game. If you go 2 years in a row where you can't win a conference game, you need a new coach. Plain and simple. If you go 2 years, can't win a conference game, you need a new coach. So I don't care how long he's been there. I don't care what the reputation's been. I don't care about any of that. If you can't win a conference game, you need a new coach. It's time to make a move. I don't care if he's been there for 18 years, 20 years, whatever. You have to be able to win a conference game. You got to. You got to be able to do that. So now, that being said, let's switch over to my favorite sport. In fact, let's take a quick break, and then we're going to switch over to my favorite sport, okay? I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand, if you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up. They'd love to be able to take care of you. Oh, my guy, Randy. Oh, well, I'll say that in a minute, Randy. But if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, hit these guys up. They'd love to make sure you have clean drinking water. Also, if you're building a new pond complex, you need to lay it out. They can do all that for you as well. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit my guy Jose up. He'd love to take care of you and make sure everything is great. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area, which we did last week. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or go into one of their 5 locations. The main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40. YNB Peoples, located on 23rd and Bethany between Rockwell and MacArthur. And then, of course, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. I can't tell you how good this stuff smells. Randy Wright, the commander, and I were talking about this the other day. He likes their cologne too. It is really, really good. And I'm just telling you guys, you have to go get you some. It is just delicious. Now, of course, he likes the Aventus. So do I. It's my favorite of all of the ones. The Aventus is the best smelling to me. But, everybody smells differently and things smell differently on everybody. You go to the Penn Square Mall location there at Dillard's. Ask for Bethany and them, tell them that we sent you so that you can get extra samples. They'd love to take care of you. Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa. I still need to go to Woodland Hills Mall. I need to do a show there. There in Tulsa. It gives me an excuse to go to Tulsa. I'm going to do it on a Thursday. So it's Thursdays. I don't train on Thursday. So that'd be a nice little trip to Tulsa. I might do that in a couple weeks instead of doing the show here. I may do that. Town East Mall in Wichita. Oak Park Mall in Overland Park, Kansas, not Missouri. Park Plaza Mall in Little Rock, Arkansas. South Plains Mall in Lubbock, Texas. Hey, while we're going to a Tech game, might as well go do a show there at the Dillards there at South Plains Mall. That's a good idea. And then, of course, Westgate Mall in Amarillo. I still have not been there. I need to go by there one time at some point. Anyway, the commander sent me a text, and he said, remember, after October 18th, it's Thunderball. This is so true. This is so true, which is a nice little segue into me doing this. The NBA season opening night is October 21st. And I was talking to my friend Jennifer Falkenstein just a while ago earlier, and we were laughing. I was telling her, I was like, the Thunder are so messy. The NBA is so messy. They're messy. And the reason why I say they're messy is because Kevin Durant said they'd never win a championship. Oklahoma City Thunder. And what do the NBA do? They schedule the first night against the Rockets with Kevin Durant on the team with OKC getting their rings. The NBA, y'all are messy. Straight up, they're messy. KD in the house, the best player ever to play the Oklahoma Thunder, 100%. Now, the best Thunder player is obviously SGA because he brought us a chip. But the best player is Kevin Durant. It's not even a close argument at that at all. And you people that say Westbrook, something's wrong with y'all. And that's NBA opening night. I didn't even spell that right. I got that wrong. How did I do that wrong? What is wrong with you, Matt? You gotta learn how to spell. Act like you went to OU or something. Did I just throw a jab out there against the Sooners? I can't believe I just did that. Matt, you're very bad. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't talk about them like that. I know, but I do. And it's already starting. And and it's so funny. I was talking to somebody about this the other day. That is the only sport that we don't play each other in is football. And that's Gundy. And for all those people who like him, I'm like, I don't understand. We play you in all the sports except football. And it's not like recruiting or there's something you got to worry about because of the simple fact we're not in the same conference. So what difference does it make? Who plays, when you play, whatever, it doesn't matter. And I don't understand that. I just don't get it. You had to change that. But anyway, the messy NBA, which we're loved, don't you think, agree, Commander? Oklahoma City versus the Rockets. Then, of course, right after that will be the Warriors versus the Lakers. So I'm assuming that we're going to probably play. When is the 21st? What day is that? Is that a Sunday or a Monday? Let's see. When is that? October. That's a Tuesday night. It's the 21st. It's a Tuesday. So Tuesday night, opening night, Thunder and Rockets. I guess that'll be on ABC. That's my guess. I don't know which channel it's going to be on. But that being said, what an opening night. Rockets, Thunder, Warriors, Lakers. So you get to see the new Luka. You get to see the revamped Warriors. You get to see the revamped Lakers. You get to see the revamped Rockets. And then you get to see the defending world champions, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, the interesting part of this is going to be, do you really believe that the beginning of the season, who's on the Thunder roster, will be the ones that finish the season? That are on the Thunder roster, will be the team that finishes the season. And that may be our question of the day tomorrow. Do you think the team that the Thunder start with will be the team that the Thunder finish with? That's an interesting question. I do not. I think that the Thunder will make changes. I think they'll make some differences and they'll do something different. So I don't think the team that you see at the beginning of the year will be the same team that you see after the trade deadline. I think that there will be some changes made. I just believe because we're going to need some changes to be made. I don't think we can have the same team do the same thing. I just don't. Now, that being said, I do believe that we're going to make a run. I do believe that our team is sitting pretty to do what we need to do to be the best team. In fact, let's pull this up real quick so we can really say that, because I was talking about this the other day. We're talking about in the power rankings. When you look at the Thunder, you look at these teams, what team scares you? I know that some people scared. They're scared of the Rocket, the Nuggets. They don't scare me. They just don't. They have revamped, but they don't really scare me. The two teams on this whole list, the three teams on this list that scare me, are the Rockets, the Mavs, and the Lakers. Now, I did watch Luka play last night, and I'm gonna tell you what, he looks really scary. Now, I'm gonna say this: if he'd have stayed in Dallas, I don't believe Luka Doncic would look the way he looks. I don't. I think he would not be in the shape he's in. I don't. I think he would be just like he was before. I can tell you this, my Y&B waters is very tasty. But anyway, I just don't think Luka would look as good as him. I'm just gonna tell you, last night, shooting the ball thin, he looks stronger. He looks like he belongs out in LA. Because in LA, you are in better shape than you are in Dallas. And I think if he was in Dallas, he still would be, I don't know what the words I'm looking for, but not as good a shape. I don't think. Okay? I just don't think he would. But he looked scary. Knocking down the threes. His passing is just, Now, of course, it was against Germany, and Germany, of course, has players who aren't in the league. So he was making some passes that I don't know necessarily in the NBA would he have been able to complete some of the passes that he was able to compete. But that being said, I still think that he looked really good. He looked like year one, year two Luka, where he was thinner. Question is, will he be dunking? Which I think he will. Maybe he may have been able to lose all that, but he is 6'7". But he just, man, he moved good. His three looked good. His passing, everything really, really looked good. So I'm interested to see what happens. But like I said, the Rockets scare me simply because even though we were talking about this at the barbershop the other day, it doesn't scare Chris now, but it scares me because of the simple fact that they match up well with us. And they throw us fits because they're long. Just like the Mavericks, they're long. The Mavericks looked at the Oklahoma City Thunder and said, that's what we need to build our team around. We need to have long wings because what do we say? The Thunder weaknesses were what? Being able to shoot the ball, being able to defend the three-point line, okay, perimeter defense, and inside presence. Sam Presti fixed all of those. And when you look at what they did is, talking about the Mavericks or the Rockets, what they did is they increased their perimeter defense. They increased their inside presence. And then they got better shooting by bringing Kevin Durant, arguably, well, not arguably, he is the best player from all three positions, all three phases of the game, outside, mid-range, and inside than anybody else. He is the standard. He set the standard. So they improved there. And then defensively with Finney Smith, I just think that just made all the difference to me to what their team has to offer. So they scare me. The Nuggets, yes, they did improve by getting Bruce Brown back. They did do that. But for the most part, it's the Nuggets. Y'all didn't really do a whole lot for me. You don't scare me. You just don't. They just don't, even though they have Gordon. And it's so funny is that we were talking about Russell Westbrook. He had the player option to come back to Denver, and he didn't exercise it. And I simply believe that they didn't want him back. And he turned down a lot of money, and he doesn't have a job. And that's money that he gave away. But, you got to kind of give him that's if it was true that he had the player option, but that's what my understanding was. Now, it may have been differently, but my understanding was he had the player option to come back, and he chose not to exercise it. But who else wants to go to a place that don't want it? And, like everybody bitches about LeBron. Well, LeBron went and got the money because what's he going to do? Nobody else is paying him $50 million. He knows that. He's going to go keep his money. He's going to get as much money as he can for as long as he can. I would do the same thing, and so would you. So don't bitch at the man or don't gripe about him going to his money. You do the exact same thing. We all would. We all would. So the Nuggets don't scare me. The Cavs, they don't scare me. I just don't think to me, you've got players, but I just don't see they're missing a piece to me. They're missing somebody else to go out and get them done. So they don't really scare me in a 7-game series. The T-Wolves, they don't match up with us. So I don't really worry about the T-Wolves now. Do I still believe we can beat them in 5? Yes, I believe we can beat them in 5, maybe 6. I just don't think that they match up with us at all. I don't. The Knicks, they don't scare me because they don't match up with us. We're a lot better than they are. They don't do anything to make me go, ooh, I'm shaking in my boots with the Knicks. They just don't. The Mavs, I look at the Mavs. And to me, the Mavs are the team that scares me along with the Rockets, and I'll get to the Lakers here in a minute. They just do. But we'll see when Kyrie comes back because they're a mirror image of us. We are better than they are on the first level, which is the best player. We are better than they are in the perimeter defense with the 3 mid-range guys with Kaysen, Dort, and Caruso. We're better than theirs with Marshall and those guys. But they beat us up inside with Gafford, Lively, and AD compared to Chet, Ihart, J. Will. It's not the same. We don't. They are better equipped inside. So of the 3 phases, that's the one phase that we do have that they have us on. So, but they just scare me because, and then plus Jason Kidd over Dagno to me. Then you have the Magic. They are building something down there, and they scare me just a little bit. Not a whole lot, but they do make me a little nervous because of what not getting Desmond Bain there. I think they're adding. They now have 3 to 4 players there that could go do something with Wagner and Banchero. So I think that adds another phase to them, and I think they make me a little nervous. They don't scare me, but they do make me nervous. And then there's the Lakers. They just scare the hell out of me because we don't match up with them. Our coach always used to say, it's about matchups. If you do what you do, you don't have to worry about doing what they do. And I think that's the problem that we have with them is the Lakers, we don't match up with them. I worry about teams matching up with us, but we don't match up with them because of Luka and LeBron. Austin Reeves, I mean, he's a nice player, but he doesn't faze me at all. But with Luka, the way that he looks now, it scares the hell out of me the way he looks. And I don't know if you guys go back and Google on YouTube or look and watch him some of his highlights last night from Slovenia versus Germany. You'll see what I'm saying. He really looks scary. I think he's back to trying to get his 6th first-team All-NBA, which is what I believe he is. Like I said, the best players to me are, everybody says he's better than Shea. I disagree with that, but, the Luka fans are the Luka fans, Lukavites. But, to me it's well, let me talk about the Warriors, and I'll go back to that in just a second. Then you got the Warriors. The Warriors don't scare me. I mean, Steph is Steph, Jimmy Butler's Jimmy Butler, but they've got too many issues, what they're going to do, and I think they're still in disarray, but they don't make me nervous. They don't scare me at all. They really, really don't scare me at all. And like I said, the Lakers make me more nervous than anything. And here's the reason why, okay? When I look at the NBA's top 10 players, okay, and I look at who you got to worry about, who are the guys that make you nervous, okay? And I look at that, to me, it's they say that Luka's better than SJ. I like I said, I don't go with that. I don't think that my NBA top 10. Here's my NBA top 10. I'm still going to take SGA over Luka because SGA will at least play defense. Luka does not. So give me a guy who's going to at least give me some effort on defense than a guy who's not going to give me any. I'm not going to do that. So now is Luka above Ant-Man? I can't put Luka above Ant-Man as of now. This should be top 26, by the way. Not top 25. It should be top 26. And the reason why it should be that is because, based off last year, we're coming into this year and who's going to be who. Let me see. I'm going to change that up real quick for you guys because this is 26, not 25. And I do get the Luka, the people that say Luka's the man, but to me, give me SGA over Luka. I'm sorry. SGA, what he's done the last 3 years, especially the last 2, you got to give the man props. You got to say that he has been absolute monster. And I don't understand how people can't give him the love that he deserves because he's been a killer. He has been. He's done all the things that you've asked him to do. And I just don't, I can't put Luka in front of him right now. Like I can't put Luka in front of Ant-Man. Even though Luka and them did beat them, I'm still going to put Luka behind Ant-Man because he was out of shape. He doesn't play defense. And to me, to be one of the top, Jokic plays defense. SGA defense. Giannis was the defensive player of the year. Ant-Man plays defense. Luka, no. Wemby, yes. KD, yes. Steph, he tries. LeBron, he tries. Kawhi, best two-way player in the league. So when I look at this list, how can I put you above someone that you are a one-dimensional player? You're only great offensively. Where you are defensively, what about me attacking you every single time? Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go after you every single time I attack you. So that's why I cannot put Luka in front of Ant. Now, do I think he's a better offensive guy? Yes. Now, if I got to go offensively, then I'm going to put Luka and SJ above Jokic. and above Giannis. I'm gonna do Luka and SGA 1-2, 1A, 1B, whatever, and I'm gonna rearrange them if we're talking about offensive players. Then you got to put Steph up there if you're talking about offensive players. But I'm talking about all around, both sides, offense and defense. This is my list, and that's why. So, but that's why that's why they scare me. Is that one simple thing right there? You have Luka, and you have LeBron, two of the top 10 players on those teams. That's why they scare me. But you have the number one player, Jokic. Denver doesn't scare me. KD, he's in there, he scares me. And I'm going to tell you a team to watch out for. Also the Mavs. Also have, oh my God, my mind just went blank. I'm a big guy. But look out for San Antonio. They're sneaky, getting really good. They're young. They're talented. They have the big fella in there. And if they got Cooper Flag, it would have been over. I would have put them up in ahead. Cooper Flag is who I was thinking of with the Mavericks. He's going to add to them. It's another reason why they make me nervous. But Cooper, I still think is a year away. I think he's got to navigate and get through this year. And then he's really going to be on point. But those are the teams that scare me. Those are teams that make me nervous. Those are the teams that when I look at, I worry about when it comes to the Thunder. But remember, we only have to get through 2 months, and then here comes the NBA season. And then, were we talking about football? Yes. But you know me, basketball guy. We all, there's football guys who don't care about basketball. There's baseball guys who don't care about nothing but baseball. There's hockey guys who don't care about nothing but hockey. Like my guy Ben, Miss Ben. But Ben cares about hockey and football. He doesn't really care about basketball. I mean, he looks at it, but he's a hockey and football guy. We all have the things that we like. There's girls who just like football. There's girls who only like basketball. There's girls who only like baseball. People like what they like. You don't get mad at someone because they don't like the sport you like. You give them the props. You give them the love and say, congratulations. We're glad you like it. But we don't give a shit because we don't. So that being said, I'm excited about that. And then, of course, here's the big thing. Now, speaking of football, I was looking at this the other day, the college football rankings. Here they are, top 25. And we're going to close with this. I was looking at this today, and I'm like, okay, OU is in there at number 18. And I think they're going to be scary good. I don't know if they win 10 games or 9 games, like Chris said. He said, they're going 9-3. He said 10-2. We'll see. But Texas in there at number 1. Good, interesting to see right off the bat. Number 1 and number 3 go at each other. Texas and Ohio State at the shoe. The last time Ohio State played Texas in the shoe, Vince Young was the quarterback and he took care of business. One of the hardest places to play. So Arch Manning making his debut there, it's going to be interesting to see what he does, especially with that offensive line. But they do have a new defensive coordinator, and talking about Ohio State. So we'll see how they handle that. Penn State number 2, they're scary good. So, but the thing is not good for Texas because what is it? 19 of the last 20 years, the number 1 team preseason number 1 has not won the championship, or is 11 out of the last 12 or something crazy number. Has not won a national title, so I don't know if I'm Texas, if I'm excited about being in a number 1 spot. Clemson, they're in the ACC. They don't play anybody. I see what Dabo Swinney said. I'm never going to NIL, and what does he do? He goes out to the NIL and goes and gets people. Goes in the portal. Whatever, bro. You're tired of getting your butt whooped. You got to go in and grab 2 or 3 players. You need to. Now, revamping your whole team, I agree with his philosophy. You go out, you recruit, you keep these recruits, and then you go out and you get you a couple guys that can make the difference. That's how you do it to me. You look at Georgia, number 5, Notre Dame, number 6. Boy, talking about recruiting back and forth. He's doing what he needs to do. Oregon at 7, which once again, Oklahoma State has to go play at Oregon this year. It could get ugly. Alabama sitting there at number 8. I think that's because they're Bama. We'll see. LSU at 9. Miami at 10. Of course, get Stetson Bennett. We'll see what he does for them. I think that's his name, whatever his name is, the quarterback that used to be Maybe Stetson Bennett's not there anymore. And what used to be the coach the quarterback at Georgia has moved on to Miami. More money, can't blame him. Plus, let me see, would you rather live in Atlanta or Miami? Man, that would be tough. That'd be tough for me. Man, I don't know. Man, probably Miami because I like the water. That would be my only guess. The humidity would suck, but I like the water. Then you got Arizona State and Illinois 11 and 12. Neither one of them are going to matter to me. South Carolina at Michigan and Michigan 13-14. Michigan comes to OU. Hopefully I'm going to get a chance to go to that game. That's my plan. I've been begging and pleading and whatever to get a deal to go up to the suites to go to that. I'm still working on that. To go to the Michigan and OU game the second week. Then you got Florida SMU at 15-16. K-State in there at 17. OU at 18. A&M at 19. Indiana at 20. Ole Miss 21. Iowa State 22. Texas Tech 23. Tennessee 24-25. So we talk about the Big 12. You've got Iowa State, you've got Kansas State, and you've got both of those from the Big 12 that are in there. What you got? Oh, Arizona State. So you got Arizona State, Kansas State, and Iowa State, all three from the Big 12, or Texas Tech. That's four. Texas Tech is a team to watch out for. They spent a lot of money in NIL this year, so it's going to be interesting to see what kind of team they're actually going to put together there at Texas Tech this year. So that might be a trip that I need to go see. Go see my goddaughter, holler at her, love her, and her husband. Love both of them, so I need to go see Clay and Court. That'd be a good time. Going to see both of them. Love them both. Need to go see them. Sounds like a good idea to me. Always a good excuse to hit the road, even though Ace would not be happy that Daddy's leaving again, but he'll be over it. He'll get over it. So that being said, hey, hope everybody is excited as I am about football coming up, about NBA season right around the corner. Everything is right here. It's that time of year. The fall is here. Everything gets to cool down a little bit, and so we all get to be excited about the future and what's happening. So that being said, hey, 2025 world champions, we get our